I think the first thing that needs to be said is thanks to Vanderbilt for coming and playing here. I would have said that win or lose, but there are a lot of major college programs that won't do this, and they did. And they went to Middle last year and got beat. Still made the NCAA tournament. They're going to be plenty good, but I just, it was a big night for our school, and they made that happen by agreeing to come and play a home and home with us. And win or lose again, it would have been a big night for Belmont, for our students and for our fans and our community. And so I'm very happy about the win, but I'm also appreciative to Vanderbilt University. I really didn't have a good idea. I saw their game against Austin Peay, and they took Austin Peay out of their offense a lot. It's hard to tell how good people are. I mean, this game was not a lot different than our game against Washington, except the last 5 minutes, we lost the same lead we had tonight. And I think that experience probably helped this team instead of hurt it. I guess it could hurt you too, because you start wondering. But instead, they buckled down, got some big stops at the right time, made some big baskets, made most of our free throws. Thought we played with poise with the lead down the stretch. And, these two guys have been, they've been exceptional basketball players these first two games against really good competition.
Yeah, it's definitely we definitely have to adjust, and I think we're trying to find a new team identity without Evan. I think we've took a step up on defense for sure. I think that showed tonight, and I think our guard play's been well, and Zay's step in for Evan, and I think we've managed to fill in his spot pretty well. And it's tough losing a guy that we can just throw it into and get a bucket. I think that hurt us late in the game, maybe at Washington, but. I think we're doing a good job, and we're filling in for rebounds. And I think we're playing small, but I think we're doing a pretty good job without Evan, even though he was a big part of our offense last year.
Yeah, just piggyback and just same thing. Trying to find ways to generate offense. Obviously, Evan had a really big usage rate in our offense. I think we've tried to play a little bit faster than we did last year. More ball movement. We have a guy like Mac and Tyler at the 5 now who are able to kind of stretch the defense a little bit more. Evan didn't really shoot it that much from outside, so I think it gives teams a different look. I think we have a lot of guys who have improved tremendously from last year. Obviously, Dylan has taken leaps every single year. Guys like Nick Hopkins off the bench for us. We have a lot of guys simply I don't think are ready for, at least right now. But I think going forward, just continuing to move the ball, take care of the ball, and just the guys stepping in the 5 being ready to play. I think we've, the box score might not show it points-wise, the guys like Mac and Ty, but, they do a good job giving us size and bigger bodies and able to bang down there. So I think we've been successful in that area thus far. It's huge for our program. We knew it coming in. We knew how big this game was. Coach was saying after the game, there's so many people that went into this just from a, marketing standpoint, and this has been a game that we've kind of had circled on our calendar ever since last year. Honestly, we felt like, we didn't shoot the ball very well in their gym, and obviously they're a great team, but we could have played better last year, and so we wanted to come out and prove that, and we wanted to come out and prove, especially after Friday, losing the game the way we did. That was tough. That one kind of hurt us, and we made a concerted effort to lock down that second half. And again, like Coach said, we thank Vanderbilt for coming here to play. Not a lot of schools are willing to do that, but this is why this program is what it is. We have tremendous ultimate confidence that we can win these kind of games, and I think each year guys step in, it's kind of next man up, and we kind of try to carry on that tradition.
sets and having success out there, or did you mix it up a lot and everything kind of worked for a while?
I think we did a good job of. Zay did a good job of. They doubled the post a lot, so we'd get it in there. He did a good job of kicking it out, and other than that, I think we were just attacking, and they had a tough time staying in front of us on the perimeter, and I think that's going to give us a lot of success if we continue to do that. But I think a big part of it was Amanze and his ability to get out of that double team that they were doing all night, and Mac as well. I think he was doing a really good job with it in the first half, especially, and just finding guys and just trying not to make turnovers.
Coach, what was your take on the show tonight?
What was my take on what?
Dylan and Amanze, the way they played so well tonight.
Well, they played 38 and 37 minutes. I had this big plan, and we were going to play more people this year, and these guys have played so well that I never want them out of the game. And Amanze, you used usage rate. That's a nice analytics term that you came out with. That's pretty good. I'll answer the question my way on that, and the truth is, these guys just made plays in the first half to score it. Vanderbilt, and it's reflected in our numbers both years we played them. They don't want us to get good threes, and I think both years that we've missed some that we usually would make, had bad shooting nights, but they've had something to do with both of those games. But now we've got a few more guys. These two guys, Kevin, McLean, that can break down people that are trying to come out and stop us from shooting threes more than we've had in the past. And I think it's, right now they're going to look at our first two games and they better hope that we start shooting threes because our numbers aren't very good. But I'm confident. We're all confident they're going to get there. We've got some guys. First two games, good teams, big games. They're not letting it go very freely, but I think that'll happen. The 8 assists out of 22 makes is very different for our team, but it does reflect that we've got some guys that can drive it against people that are coming and closing them out and stopping the threes. And we just haven't had much of that. Way back in the Karan Johnson days, who was a point guard, was a great driver. We played with Ian Clark, graduated in 13. That class had some drivers, but we've got more. And Amanze, frankly, is surprising me a little bit. Coach Price on the bench said to me something about he's really driving it good. I said, yeah, so far. And but he keeps finishing it great. And Dylan is just, Dylan's got that reach at the end of that drive that it's just hard for people to get their hand. He made almost every one. I think you missed one late, maybe it seemed like, that probably got fouled on, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. No, he's not intimidated. Now, he's a redshirt freshman, but he hadn't played a college game until last Friday night, and he made 6 threes. I think we all were glad Nick was eligible and knew he would play. I don't know how these guys feel, but to lead us in scoring the first game that we played was a big surprise to me. He's going to stretch people's defense, and he's got long range. He gets it off quick. It's funky looking, but it goes in more than people think it ought to. We're excited about his addition. We've had to go because of foul trouble and because of the lineups that other people. Vanderbilt played, counting Roberson, they played 5 perimeter players a lot tonight. That's hard for us to put Mac Mercer in, or Tyler Haddon, or Seth Adelsberger, and try to guard a guy that can drive it. They were spreading us and driving it. So both the games, people have gone small against us, and we've had to match them by going small. We've hardly practiced this year with him as a 5 and him as a 4, and now we've done it the first 2 games, a lot of minutes.
You take that as a compliment? That people of this caliber are adjusting to you and not forcing you to adjust to them?
Well, I think, I don't know. I know Washington was in foul trouble with their big guys, and that was a little bit of why they went small. Bryce would have to tell you why they did. We actually, I mean, I think we more adjusted to them because they went small and we had to go small. But I like that we can do both. And frankly, right now, maybe our best 5 players in the game would be with these 2 guys at the post because we've got a lot of good perimeter players. Mac Mercer's going to be fine, but we're not as strong inside as we were with Evan Brad's in there. It's just that simple. And so this lineup may end up being in there more than any of us thought.
They made runs at you. They got us within 3, got us within 2 a couple times. You never let them get the lead. How important was that to keep them chasing you?
It was very important. It's just one of the things we talked about after Friday's loss. That was the game, pretty much. You know, we came out really good in the first half, had a lead. Our defense, we're taking care of pretty much everything scouting report-wise. And, you know, we were scoring fine, too. I thought we played well offensively in both games. But, you know, again, just the fouls towards the end of the game, giving them free points, points they weren't really earning, per se. We just need to cut those down and stay locked in defensively. And, you know, in those kind of games, it feels like the time is going by so slow. You know, the first half went by like that, and I keep looking up. It's like, okay, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, just, all right, come on, you know, trying to get the guys going. And but I thought we did a good job of just playing to win the game, not playing not to lose. And I think that's what carried us through to the end.
Sure. I think in any sport you usually have to fail a little bit and get comfortable in those situations, and then in order to win. It's pretty rare when you can go out. You see it in any sport. You know, you guys a lot of you know I like to play a lot of golf. Guys don't usually win majors the first time they get close to winning it, or even a tournament. You just got to put yourself in that situation, see how it feels. Okay, now I get it. I know what we did. We watched 45 clips of the Washington game the other day. I know a lot of those were good clips. I'd say 20 of them were good clips, but they saw the mistakes we made that we didn't need to make down the stretch, or we would have won the game. You could have erased any one of those mistakes, and we would have won that game. I know it ended up 4, but we were down 1. We were up 1 with less than a minute to go, down 1 with 29 seconds, 25 seconds left. Missed a shot, had to start fouling, lost by 4. I didn't know he had decided to. Today he did, for sure. Okay. So we lost him, huh? Shoot.
I think he was at the game. I don't know if he was watching.
Well, yeah, he can't decommit. He's already signed. I think their staff did a great job recruiting him, and I think it's important for any of us. Middle's done a good job of getting some good players in the Middle Tennessee area at times, and the foundation of our program started with Middle Tennessee kids. The first 3 years we went to the NCAA tournament, half our team were Middle Tennessee kids. So I think it's important for Vanderbilt's program that they can get the best players in this area. I think it's real important. So good for them. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it a lot. And you're going to be the rest of the games, right? Be all of them. Okay, thanks.